From a very early age, my parents took me on every single mode of transportation they had in the city because I already loved cities and transportation so much. And then the next 20 years was me trying to figure out what was the right place to channel that. Portland's the best place to work if you want to do cutting-edge transportation. That's why I'm here.
Portland has this history and this legacy that we really like about being radicals and pushing the envelope. I think that's a really core part of our identity, but we've slowed down in a lot of departments. The people carrying that torch in Portland are incredible advocates.
The map is actually a really important product. So I've been really interested to work on the redesign of several system maps over the past few years. I'm absolutely pro-bus. People are thinking about transportation here all the time. The city can achieve something better because it's just an issue that people want to engage in.
In today's new economy, young professionals aren't just clocking in. They're hustling, dreaming, and transforming industries city by city. We went across the country to find out how they're making it work, all in pursuit of an American paycheck.
As a transportation planner working for the city of Portland, I do a lot of talking with community members, trying to understand their aspirations, their fears, their concerns about the place that they live. The streets make up about 39 to 40% of all of the land area, and it's also our primary public space. And so transportation planning is making decisions about how we use that space, who gets to use that space, how they get to use that space.
And are there changes to the plan that make sense based on what we're hearing from the community?
I think we could perhaps stand to be more explicit about how the transportation improvements do stand to benefit that full 8 to 80 range, instead of just saying, oh, we're building for the future, we're building for bikes and building for pedestrians. And we need to have a more comprehensive vision of what our future looks like so everybody can see themselves in it. I didn't enter this work because they're gonna pay me a bunch of money, and they don't. There were 4 or 5 years where I was extremely frugal, saving and saving and saving and saving. We all joke about having a council blazer that we put on when we need to go over to City Hall. To serve the greater good, to serve the public, informing decision makers so that they can make good choices about how we arrange our city. That is the best feeling in the world to me.
Good morning, Metro Councilors. Thank you for the opportunity to comment on the draft 2023 Regional Transportation Plan. For the record, my name is...
I grew up in a really walkable neighborhood. I walked to school every day. It was a way of interacting with the world around me and a way to get to feel at home in my neighborhood and my community. I think everybody should get to have that same experience of safety and belonging. And it makes me really mad that not everybody gets that.
It does concern me to see that with all the resources and all the policies and visions laid out in this plan, we're still on track to fall far short of our safety, equity, and mobility goals. Verde's mission is to serve communities through social enterprise, outreach, and advocacy.
We advocate for policies that serve the Cully neighborhood in Portland.
Hey, Zachary.
A lot of it is building good relationships and lines of communication with folks in government. I think I'm good at this job because I'm kind of inherently nosy.
Oh, we can cut through on this trail.
I want to wrap my head all the way around an issue.
A lot of the streets around here don't have sidewalks. We want people to be able to cross safely and feel comfortable doing it.
The Regional Transportation Plan is 700 pages long, and I've read, I think, all of it.
I want to applaud the work done by the Metro planning staff to get us to a draft that sets a hopeful course for the future.
I definitely make enough for my circumstances. I'm also making now more than I've ever made. It's not huge, but it's very fair. And I've found a life that I really like.
I grew up in Portland, and it's something that motivates me to work hard to, carve out a place in what the city is becoming, because I feel like I belong here and that I'm a product of it.
That duplication is actually money better spent, doing something else.
I work at a consulting firm that assists public transit agencies, cities, counties, other government agencies in thinking about where public transit systems that people rely on every day should run. These are past projects. Just want to take a quick look and make sure it's all there.
Mayor's office has made a decision, which is that when we design the draft network, it should be 80% ridership purpose. So almost like this.
So that's only 5%.
It's just 5% more.
Okay.
So not much of a change. Apartment buildings.
There's a lot of potential in this region to produce a network that is more useful, more equitable, and ultimately kind of more liberating for people. I think everybody deserves that.
The north-south service in the city is so bad, it's every 45 or 60 minutes, that most people can't even take advantage of the BRT.
If you told me when I was in my early 20s that I would be making the amount of money I'm making now, I would have been amazed. I live in a house that I own with my partner about 5 miles from the city center. That's not something that would have been possible if I had pursued this career in San Francisco or Vancouver.
My job provides immense meaning. The best moments is when I can have an interaction with a group of people where we've done something that's going to make their world better, and they understand that they have more control over the world around them. And that's why I do this job.
Portland is an expensive city, but I think that it's still possible for people to live well here.
For 99% of the people in this country, we're gonna have to be working for most of our lives. So I want that to be meaningful and something I can look back on and say, I feel good about how I spent that time.